Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how I created this dramatic cut crease. The first thing I always do is prime my eyelids, and I'll be using the Morphe 35B eye palette. And the first shade I'm going in with is this white matte shade. I'm going to apply this underneath my brow bone, and this will make sure that my brow looks a bit more lifted. And also I like this because it makes it more easier to blend shades in my crease. Now I'm going in with this light blue shade, and I'm going to blend it all over in my crease. I do have to say, normally I will go in with a more lighter blue shade because this one is already quite dark. And when I use shades in my crease, I like to build it up from light to dark. I just feel like the transition looks better, more blended out. But I don't own a light blue shade, at least not a shade which is lighter than this one. So I didn't really have a choice by going just straight in with this shade. But just a tip, don't use too much product in one, just slowly build it up. Then I'm going to use the Neptune eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, such a gorgeous blue shade. And I'm going to blend it in my crease as well. I'm just doing the same as I did with the other blue shade. Just softly building it up. First I applied the product in my outer V area, then blending it more towards the middle part of my crease, and then just going all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner. The brush that I'm using is a Anastasia Beverly Hills A25 brush, which is a really nice brush for blending in the crease. When I'm done with that, I'm going to use the black eyeshadow from the Morphe palette, and I'm taking a very tiny brush which is by Suiva, and I'm just going to draw a line. And I'm not going all the way to my inner corner, I kind of stop halfway my eyelid, and this is just because I want my crease to be more dramatic. And since I'm going for a cut crease, I will apply concealer straight below my crease. So you don't have to worry if it looks a little bit strange right now, because at the end you won't see anything back from it. So I'm just going to softly blend back and forth. Then to blend out, I'm using the dark blue shade, and I'm using a very tiny Morphe M506 brush, which is the perfect blending brush for cut creases. So I'm just going to blend it straight on top of the line that I created, and also slightly above it, just to make sure that the line isn't as harsh anymore. And when I go in with a black eyeshadow, I always go back in with lighter shades to make it less harsh. Then I'm going in with the Neptune eyeshadow again. Doing the same thing, I'm just going to blend it right above that black shade. I felt like with the other dark blue shade, it didn't look well blended enough, so that's why I also went back in with that one. And then I'm going in with that light blue shade again, which I used at the beginning, using that Anastasia Beverly Hills blending brush and just blending it all over in my crease. Then when I'm done with that, I'm going to use some concealer, and I'm using my MAC Pro Longwear concealer in the shade NC15. When I'm done with applying concealer, I'm going to use the white shade again, and I'm going to apply a tiny bit of this in my inner corner area. I want to create a ombre effect on my eyelid, so for this I always like to start with a white shade or any other shade which is super light, so the ombre looks just as ombre as possible, if that makes sense. Now I switched my palette to the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to use a lot of shades on my eyelid. So first I'm going to use this light brown shade, applying it a little bit next to that white shade, also slightly on top of it to make sure that these two shades blend into each other, because I really want the gradient to be like perfect, to like that all these shades like fade into each other. Now I'm going to use this mustardy brown shade, applying this in the middle part of my eyelid using my favorite MAC 242 brush. I'm just going to press it in the middle part, and again also slightly on top of that light brown shade to make sure everything blends into each other. Then I'm going to use this dark brown shade with a sort of reddish undertone. I'm going to press it right next to that mustardy brown shade. I did felt like that this shade was like a lot darker, so I'm going back in with it with this orangey brown shade, applying this in between the mustardy brown shade and a dark brown shade, to make the gradient look a bit better, because I just felt like the difference was too big. So if you ever experience something like that you went in with a too dark shade, just use a lighter shade in between and this will fix the problem. Then I'm going in with this matte black shade and I'm going to apply this in my outer V, just on the places where I haven't applied product yet. And since I have also used this black shade in my crease, it's now really easy to blend this in my outer V and kind of connect it with my crease, since that black shade is already there. I'm using that same Morphe M506 brush. So now I remove my shadow shields and you can see it leaves me with a very sharp line. But I will still use some concealer to clean it all up. I didn't use any concealer below my eyes yet, so once I apply the concealer I will just go right below that line to make it even more sharp. But first I'm applying some eyeliner and I'm using my favorite Inglot gel eyeliner, using a eyeliner brush which is from Anastasia, and just creating a line above my lash line, and I'm also going to create a winged liner end. Now that I'm done with my eyeliner, I'm going to use the Balm Mr. Right pencil, and this is the black one. My current favorite, it's super black, it stays well in place, so that's super nice. And I'm just going to tight line my upper lashes and of course also apply a layer in my waterline. Yeah, just because I feel like doing a black waterline situation thing with this look makes it even extra smoky, and I just feel like it matches with the eye look. But of course, if you recreate, you can also leave your your lash line, no, not your lash line, your waterline. You can also like keep it nude if you want more of a softer look. Now I'm using a little bit concealer right below my eyeliner, just because I feel like this makes it even more sharp. It kind of cleans up all the mistakes. I know with eyeliner it's never like super sharp, at least not as sharp as with eyeliner. Then I'm going to use the Neptune shade, blending this right below my lash line. Oh, I forgot to film the step that I also used black eyeshadow below my lash line. I show this in almost every video. I don't know why I didn't film it, but I first used below the lash line and then I blended it out with the Neptune shade. I'm just going back and forth using that same Morphe M506 brush again. Yeah. Then I'm using this white shade again. Going to pop it a bit in my inner corner area just to brighten it up. Since I also use this below my brow, I just feel like everything complements each other. And then I wanted to add something extra. I'm using this Modus Cosmetics blue glitter, and to apply this I used my MAC mixing medium, and I just applied a bit of that MAC mixing medium on my brush. Then I dipped it in the glitter and then I just pressed my brush against my lower lash line area. And just make sure, if you want to avoid any fallout, that you don't apply too much glitter. But I didn't have like a lot of problems with that, thankfully. Now I'm going to use the Queen Tharzi Dilan Sabah lashes, which is a collaboration of a friend of mine. So I really wanted to support her and use her lashes. These are really pretty and I feel like they're just perfect for this eye look. Not too dramatic and not too natural. Then for my mascara, I used the Batgirl Bang mascara from Benefits. And then here you have the end result. I really hope you like this look. I received a comment below my previous video that some felt like all my looks are the same, and I kind of disagree, but if you feel like that, I'm sorry. But cut creases are just like my favorite signature looks. I just really enjoy creating them, sorry. So yeah, you will see them more often. It's just my favorite thing to do, and I really like to do like different color combinations. So yeah, I don't know what to say. Of course I will try to switch it up with more smoky eyes, natural looks, but you will still see cut creases because that's just my favorite thing to do. But yeah, this is the end of the video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. That will be really sweet and helpful for my YouTube channel. If you have any specific recommendations for my next video, let me know in the comments, and I would love to see you in my next video. Bye guys!